it is after joining that they understood that their child is perfectly fine. The change should happen from us.
Yeah.
And for some, it is like, okay, I saw only the, attitude of the child. But what goes deep in, when you dig deep inside and see the other side of the child, you actually feel to empathize with them. Parents are working. There is very little limited time that they spend with the children. And I feel like due to this lesser time, and the parents are not equipped on what to do in this limited time, that the character molding of the children are also going behind drastically.
Hello and welcome to the Cognate. My name is Shaik Zakeer Hussain. If you're a parent today, you would know that bringing up a child in this day and age has become the whole and sole responsibility of parents, in addition to having a full-time job. Unlike in the past, where it would take a village to raise a child, that no longer holds good, at least in most parents' cases. But unfortunately, millennial parents, the parents of today, are the least skilled to face the 21st century parenting challenges. Parenting frustrations are deepening into the personal and professional life as well. So, what's the solution parents have? How can today's parents play a better role and be better parents? That's what today's conversation is about. We are joined today by Mariyam Vidhu Vijayan, who is the founder of Crink. Cring is an online platform for millennial parents to get upskilled in order to face the challenges of the 21st century. Mariyam started Cring with Sruthi PR, and Cring provides courses and tailor-made programs for parents to nurture children of different age groups. Mariyam, hello and welcome to the Cognate.
Thank you. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. So what are the challenges parents are facing today? What are the challenges of 21st century, and how is it different from the challenges our parents and those before them faced?
I feel like there are a lot of changes that has happened in a short period. To be honest, it's been just 20, 30 years since just a husband and wife is taking care of a child.
Yeah.
Even before that, there were extended family members, and a lot of people used to pitch in, while now it is just the father and the mother in most cases.
Correct.
And you will have to be the child's nurse to the child's teacher, everything. There are the multiple roles that you need to play, and it's quite challenging. Plus, with the technology that is in, the globalization, everything, screen time issues, a lot of children are exposed to a lot of things that we don't want them to at their age. And the challenges are getting tougher and tougher day by day.
Right.
So I feel, yes, screen time is one of the most common issue that has been, that pops up, that has popped up very suddenly.
Yes.
Especially with the strike of COVID, and kids were given tablets and tabs and mobiles. That was the time when this struck the peak. And in addition to that, everything, now since both the parents are working, there is very little limited time that they spend with the children. And I feel like due to this lesser time, and the parents are not equipped on what to do in this limited time, that the character molding of the children are also going behind drastically.
Right. I can understand. I mean, I'm a parent myself, and screen time for us as a parent is a huge issue. So let's talk about your own journey as a mother, your motherhood experience, and what you learned from it, and what led you to start Cring. If you could tell us about that.
Yes. Motherhood, yes, it's a most rewarding experience for everyone, I guess, just like fatherhood.
Yes.
So, while in the midst of their cuddles, I feel like this is the most happiest thing that I can get in this world. But at the same time, motherhood is something, that shook me hard and gave me a sense that, this is illusion. What you have been thinking is illusion. There's more reality to it. For example, before getting children, and especially when I got my first one, Isa, in the beginning, it was all about, I have to mold my child like this. I have to teach him this. I have to make him that. Yeah. So there were a lot of expectations, and there were a lot of dreams in that aspect.
Good.
But then after some time into this motherhood, what I understood is that these teachings and moldings that the children need, that's only secondary. On the first place, I have to mold myself as a mother. I have to learn how to mold my children, how to, in fact, give them the freedom, and at the same time, set necessary boundaries wherever necessary. So the focus, in fact, shifted, entirely from the child to myself on this, motherhood journey.
Right.
And that was something that was a really, a good realization to have.
Sure. I mean, I
And,
can understand. I mean, we have one kid, and I mean, there were so many questions. I mean, there's so many, for apprehensions that we had when we had a kid, and how we should raise, what school we should put, even much before the kid was actually born, and what kind of school, what kind of curriculum. These are things that we, for our parents of today have. It wasn't the case with our parents. I mean, for our parents, their apprehensions was very different than what it is today. So yeah, I mean, I think parents from across boundaries, across different countries can actually relate to each other, more than ever today. So how many kids do you have, and what do you work? Were you working before? Tell us about your work experience.
Yeah, I have presently 4 children. And in the beginning, after completing my engineering degree, I hadn't worked.
Okay.
That was a time when relatives and everyone used to ask, "Oh, aren't you working? Aren't you working?" And but till the moment, I don't regret, investing that amount of time for my family, because I knew very well that I didn't know how to build a happy family or how to raise my children. So I wanted to invest my time in that, and even now, that is something that I'm I see that as a positive decision that I've taken in my life. And at the same time, I also believe that women can have aspirations outside the family circle. Yeah. So if that is one of their aspirations, what's stopping them from achieving it?
True.
Normally we tend to think negative about women who are working, thinking that they'll neglect their family. But it's all about, balancing both. And definitely adjustments will be there, but it's all about balancing and giving the rights to each, to the family as well as to the work that they have taken up.
Sure.
And coming to Cring, it's been almost 2 years since we started Cring. And it is all about solving the pains of parents that the parents are facing, pains that the parents are facing. And yes, the pains that are existing in families, to raise children who choose right for themselves, who are confident and emotionally secure. And this need that is existing in families is something that is very important. And it's important to me, and I believe it's important to every one of us. So when situations turned right, it's Shruti and me together who could help a few parents out there. Slowly after that, this organization was set up, and now we are reaching out to more people.
Yeah. So how did the idea?
And also,
yeah,
and also in Cring, we make sure that the mothers who are in, we help them pursue their dreams by, balancing their work and family together. Yes. Sure. What was the question?
So I was asking, how did the idea of starting a platform like this emerge? I mean, do you live in a joint family setup, or do you live what you call an independent, household where you and your husband live? So what made you think that, there is a need for such a platform for parents?
Okay. Yes, I live with my husband, and we do have frequent visits from our family members as well. Actually, Cring started quite unexpectedly. As I said, I have 4 children and Shruti has 3 children. And maybe because of that, friends and relatives all used to ask both of us doubts on, raising children, asking how do we manage things and all. So we realized that there is a gap between the vision that a parent has for their children and the work that they are doing to achieve it. For example, every parent want to raise their children to be value-centric, say, for example. But if you look at the work that they are doing for the same, to see that in their children, that will be absolutely negligible. So we thought of, filling this gap and helping parents reach out to their vision.
Good.
And when we started, what we understood is that, different families are at different levels. In some, kids talk back to parents, they are rude, and parents have no say in their lives.
Yeah.
But for some others, that may not be the struggle. Like for some, it will be like managing their own anger will be the main struggle. And in some other families, there won't be any issue as such, but the parents are ignorant on how to raise them as a better human.
Right.
While that is one of their visions. So thus we began, helping parents out through consultations and by giving small actionable steps to them to implement in their lives and see the result, take its feedback, and then suggest the next step. So we sort of handhold them step by step in this journey. And we have parents who are continuing with us for almost 2 years now.
So you had this idea and you started it off. I mean, did you consult with others before starting this? What was the process of setting up a platform? And who takes these courses? What are some of the courses? If you could throw some light on that.
Okay. When we decided to start, it was almost with the strike of COVID, and we used to get a lot of queries regarding, at that time, education learned online too, right? And people wanted to know how to teach children at home, how to handle their behavior, because they've been handling from the morning till the night, and they were without any break. Sure. So that was something new for the parents. So at that time, it was with the queries that we got, we conducted this small courses for few parents who came in and then saw the result in them and then extended the help to, others around. Okay. And mainly it spread through word of mouth, those who got benefited, they shared, and that's how it went.
So you and Shruti are both, you're the only two who manage this? I mean, are you the only two who take these courses? Or do you also have other experts who are on board, who are part of Cring?
Yes, now actually Cring has grown beyond us both, and we have a psychologist in team, we have psychiatrists, we have relationship therapist. That is something that we introduced recently, because while discussing with the parents, what we came to know that in many cases, in order to do something with the children, they need to first settle, their family, like the relationship between the husband and wife has to be settled. So we do have a relationship therapist also in team, and we have a learning disability specialist in team attending to, LD learning challenges and attention issues, hyperactivity and all. So it's a small team, but with diverse people in, we are able to help parents in various areas.
Right. I'm sure that, when we talk about platforms such as this, I'm sure there are quite other platforms also who are catering to this need. So what makes Cring different, and how is Cring helping parents?
Yeah, regarding parenting, you get information from everywhere. Yeah. Internet is a big source of information for parenting. Yeah. And as a parent, approaches us, there will be a lot of confusions and a lot of issues that the parent is having. It'll be like, children are shy or not behaving properly with others. They are clinging to the parent often, or aggressive with friends. The cases are different. What we do is we go deep and find out the real reason behind this. That is where we actually stand different. As you said, in many families, there are screen time issues, but we may not be able to address the screen time issue on the first place. Maybe we have to address, the anger of the parent, or build on the relationship between the parent and the child, and then only we'll be able to attend the screen time issue and solve it completely. Sure. So we get deep into the real root cause and find out the reason and attend to that. Rather than just patching the issue from outside, we get deep and try to change there.
About the screen time issue, I mean, I think it's one of the problem that most parents have today. Right. I mean, we as a parent, I mean, I have an issue, but for us, I mean, both I work and my wife works, and the kind of time that we actually can give to the kid is so much less, right? So I think that's one of the reasons. But I've seen other people, I mean, for example, my friends or probably somebody else, their reason for letting the child be on the phone is completely different. So I understand, I mean, what you're trying to say. I mean, it's completely different for different parents, this kind of circumstances they are in. So yes, I agree to that. So what are the other courses that you offer, and how is it, and how are parents benefiting from these courses? What has their experiences been?
So as I said, one of our main difference is that we address the root cause and find out that issue and tackle that first, and slowly get to the major issue that is, outwardly visible. And that is why we are able to bring a change also, I feel like. we other than this, what we attend to is we help parents deal with even the ones who have no outwardly issues as such. We help them set good habits in their children. We try help to make their children independent and confident, and help them deal with their siblings in a to build a good relationship with their siblings. And we help parents instill good values in their children, as we have step-by-step process on instilling various values. We teach them how to make kids financially independent. So there are a lot of areas that we help parents with.
Correct. And how many parents are currently enrolled in this program? And like I was asking, what has the experience of the parent has been? I mean, what was the experience of parenting before they joined some of your programs, and what is the changes that they have said has brought in after they took up some of the courses that you offer?
Regarding individual programs and group sessions and all, we have reached out to over 2,000 parents, and in the continuous subscription that is running yearly subscription, we have around 200 parents whom we are mentoring each month. And the change is that for each one it is different perspectives that are in. For some, it is like they say that it is after joining that they understood that their child is perfectly fine, the change should happen from us. And for some, it is like, okay, I saw only the attitude of the child, but what goes deep in, when you dig deep inside and see the other side of the child, you actually feel to empathize with them. So we so far we have been able to equip the parents to deal with their issues rightly, and that is why there are we have amazing testimonials as well from the parent side.
So let's talk about the change that Crink is trying to bring. What is your vision, and what do you want to wish most for the next generation of parents, as well as next generation of children? How do you how do you want to change the entire scenario that's going on in terms of parenting?
To put into the hearts and brain of young children, it actually lasts there forever, and in a majority of the cases, it even rottens. See, for example, the father who is not showing up or showing affection to their children, actually they'll have a history of where he was deprived of such emotional connections in his childhood.
Correct.
And a wife maybe who has always trust issues, they'll have a history of broken trust in their childhood. So even now, I can think about the positives that I experienced in my childhood. For example, I saw my mother in a not so good environment, joint family environment, how she strived with patience. And from there, I learned how to bridge relationships, even in hard times, and not just to go with your own, whims and fancies. And also the confidence that I got when my, others used to criticize my mother, like, you see, your child is very slim, why don't you feed her more? And she used to say that, okay, she's well and good, she has all the food, and that is apt. So from there, even though that is not something she has told me directly, what I got is that it has shaped me into a person who goes by my principles and not just going behind the principles of, others, and at the same time build relationships, as I said. So the influence that we have on our children is just immense, and it is beyond our imagination as well. The irritations they face, the spankings, hurtful words, that all deteriorates, their confidence, and it's not going to go away. It will stay there and rottens. And it also, to the other side, it even passes, from generations to generations. So what we are trying to is to help parents build a generation that stays strong on their moral principles and is emotionally strong without, any insecurities or childhood baggage that they carry and pass on. So that is what Cring is altogether aiming at, to build a happy family.
Okay, so last but not the least, what is the advice that you have for parents? As somebody who has been a parent yourself and have been running these courses, what is the advice for us?
Even though having children is a choice, if you have, we need to fulfill our responsibility. So always remember that we don't have a neutral impact on our children. We either influence them positively or we influence them negatively. So we shouldn't neglect this role that we have taken up, and at the same time, that shouldn't be at the cost of neglecting ourselves also.
Yeah.
In many cases, glorified for their sacrifice and neglecting themselves and contributing to the family. But we need to take our responsibility for our children. At the same time, we need to be, take care of ourselves without neglecting us. So yeah, that's it. Step up to our responsibility.
Great.
As a parent.
Great. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for being in conversation with us. That is Mariyam Vidhu Vijayan, the founder of Crink. You can check out her website, which is Cring.inc. That is CRINK.inc. I'll put up the link on the video itself for you to access it. So Crink again is an online platform for millennial parents to get upskilled in order to face the challenges of 21st century. You can check out all the courses and the pricing on the website itself, and and be connected with. And thank you so much for watching the Cognate. Jazakallah khair.
Thanks a lot.
You're